This one here, this was my very first one. Before I started getting into running, me and my brother would make fun of guys on the road running. And why would you run for fun? There's nothing fun about running. But finally, in October of last year, they put together a race called the Booyah Run. It was for Halloween time. And I did a half marathon. And I thought, this is crazy. There's no way I'm ever going to do it or finish it. Whatever. And so this one means a lot to me. Just because, like I say, my first organized race. And I was able to do a half marathon in just over 2 hours. I was pretty excited. This is where I was 2 years ago. And overweight, really not a whole lot of energy, and finally came to the point where I had acid reflux really bad, and the doctor told me I was fat. Wife kind of laughed at that. And shortly after, I ended up having to go in and have surgery and have that fixed, and at that point I realized it's time to do something with my life. So I started training, doing lots of exercising. I climbed bleachers every single day before I'd go to work. I started with a 40-pound backpack and eventually worked up to 80, 90 pounds, climbing bleachers that way. And I'd run the track and lots of push-ups and sit-ups. And eventually I lost, it was about 67 pounds total. So I finally became a part of this group that my brother talked me into, joining this addict to athlete group. And my whole purpose of that, first of all, is to support my brother, who is a part of it, and his daughter. And what it is a group of recovering addicts who are erasing the bad parts of life with sports. And it gives me somebody to run with. And with the running, it gives me time to think and to learn more about myself and what I can do to help others out. The first part of March, we decided to do it's called the Lake to Lake Relay down in St. George. We ran from Gunlock Reservoir over to Sand Hollow Reservoir, which is a 50-mile relay. And earlier in the week, I was thinking, let's just try to do the whole thing instead of, as a relay. So I talked to my team when we got down there to St. George the day before, and if it'd be okay if I just ran with them. Instead of doing my 2 legs that I was going to do, hey, do you mind if I just run the whole thing? You guys run on your legs and I'll run with you. And the first couple legs were great. And finally, I got to one of my legs where I was supposed to just run by myself. And my brother Tyson, he's like, Rob, I can't let you run by yourself. You ran with all of us, previous to now, so, I'm going to run with you. And so between the two of us, we ran with everybody. And finally on mile 35 is when I got this really sharp pain in my leg. And I was ready to call it quits. I ended up finishing the race. I'd do it all over again. It's unbelievable the feeling that you have when you cross that finish line knowing that you've accomplished something. I've done a lot of hard things in my life, but to finish that race in that amount of pain, and to have my family there, to have my wife on the other side, I've never felt so much joy in my life. Oh my. It definitely got me excited about running long distances. And, the life of an ultramarathoner now is what I'm going for. The longer the better, I guess they say. I don't know if it's always better, but that's what we're shooting for, is a long distance.